In this example, we're going to look at the DeCarlo Motors information given to us in Chapter 3 of the book. We're going to take the sales data and from it find the discrete probability distribution, the expected value or mean, the variance, and then from the variance we'll find the standard deviation. So go ahead and take a moment to set up your worksheet like I have here. Remember to add in your superscripts as well as your Greek symbols. We have mu here. If you forgot how to do that, you go up to Insert and then over to Symbol. And now we want to go ahead and enter the information that we are told in the book about DeCarlo Motors sales. So we are told that they have a sales volume anywhere from 0 to 5 cars on a given day in our 300-day period. So go ahead and enter that information. 0 to 5 cars were sold. 0 cars were sold 54 times. 1 car was sold on 117 occasions. Then we have 72, 42, 12, and lastly they sold 5 cars 3 times. So now we want to take and calculate the sum of days. And we again find a total of 300. So let's go ahead and insert a line here so that we can depict that that is the sum of the column. If you like, you may put total over here. Okay. Now with this information, we're going to go ahead and calculate the discrete probability distribution. So to do that, we just take and our f of x equals the number of days for a particular sales volume divided by the total number of days. Okay. Now I'd like to just copy this formula down, but remember our total number of days is always going to be the 300, so we can lock that cell in, the row and the column. Okay. So again, we'll just go over here and drag my formula down, and we found the probability distribution for each sales volume. Now we want to take and calculate our expected value or mean for the distribution. This is simply x, or our sales volume, multiplied by f of x, or our probability distribution. So we'll enter that equals x multiplied by f of x. 0 for the first one, but again we can go ahead and copy our formula down. Okay. Then we want to find the sum of that. So again, I'll enter a line here, and then equals sum (1.5). Now this 1.5 is our mu, our mean, e of x equals, I want to insert my mu, but sometimes when we insert a symbol, our fonts will change, things will get a little goofy. So I'm going to have e of x equals, I will insert a mu right here, then I want another equal sign, that 1.5. So it's easier for me to put both equal signs and then go insert this mu so that I don't have to worry about changing fonts back. So find your mu. Sometimes they get buried. Greek. more you use them, the easier they become to find, and they pop up in your recently used symbols. But I found it in the Greek subset menu. Insert, close, popped it right in there. Okay, but I want to go ahead and right justify this so that it goes with my 1.5. All right, very good. Now we want to calculate our variance. But this is going to be a bit of a process here. We can see this column G is going to be our variance, but we need a few things in there in that equation, so we'll calculate them first. The first thing being x minus mu. So equals x, or our sales volume, minus our mean. And again, we'd like to just copy this formula down, but we need to lock in our mean. So lock it in with those dollar signs, drag our formula down, and there we go. Now our next column is that previous column squared, right? So remember, squaring everything will take care of those negative signs. Right? Takes out the effect of them. So equals this squared. And again, just copy the formula on down. And finally, our variance is this value, our squared value, multiplied by our expected value. Okay, equals excuse me, times our probability distribution. So copy that down. And then finally we want the sum of all of those. And remember, that is our variance. So we need our Greek symbol in here, but we want omega squared. I'm going to insert the 2 for the squared first so that my font doesn't get all goofy. Go back to insert symbol, and it'll be faster if we go ahead and find Greek. There it is. Insert. Okay, and we need to change this to a superscript. So I select it, go to this little arrow on the corner of font, and select superscript. Okay, perfect. Let's make it look a little nicer. Right, justify it. So remember, this 1.25 is our variance, but our standard deviation is simply sigma. So I want to get rid of sigma, the squared. So this equals the square root of our variance. And we can see this is 1.118. So now again, in this whole example, we found our discrete probability distribution, which is our f of x. We found our expected value, or our mean, mu, or 1.5. We calculated the variance, which was this 1.25 right here. And then from our variance, we calculated our standard deviation.